Hey guys, it's Mia here, and welcome back once again to another bookish video. Now this bookish video is going to be a little different, because I don't actually have the book with me, because this time I listened to the audiobook. Now, I know that I say I don't like audiobooks because I'm a busy-minded person, but I've been wanting to read, but I've been stuck in one of those slumps that happen when you finish reading a series. So it's been hard for me to focus on what I was reading, even though I wanted to read. And also, I've been wanting to read Harry Potter, but I don't have the first book, and I really do not have the space for any more books right now. So I figured the audiobook would be the best solution. So that's what I did. Now, I got my audiobook from a YouTube channel called Free Audiobooks. And I feel like his voices that he did really helped to immerse me in the story a lot more than a monotone voice or a computer voice. He did a really good job with the voices. Now the audiobook comes out to 8 hours and 18 minutes long. So it took me, I think, 3.5 days reading, and I would read while I was checking my games that don't have audio, or walking, or doing other chores. So that was nice to kind of get to read and still get stuff done. So, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone is the first book in the Harry Potter series, and I'm not here to harp on J.K. Rowling and how she's kind of gone a little crazy since her series has ended and she's trying to stay relevant when she should just kind of bow out. I'm not here to talk about all that. I'm here to talk about the book. So, the book opens with showing us more perspective on Harry's aunt and uncle, Petunia and Vernon, and it's showing how Dudley's a baby and how they're really nasty people right off the bat. And Vernon is not happy because when he goes to work, there are all these people in cloaks and robes and with broomsticks, and they're saying weird phrases that he doesn't understand, and they're telling him to celebrate when he doesn't know what they're celebrating. And there were shooting stars everywhere and just random stuff happening everywhere that catches the attention of us muggles. And so he off the bat is like, ugh, these strange people and their strange ways. How can they be acting like this? I'd rather be a boring businessman than an exciting life. So, come to find out, they are celebrating because one of the Wizarding World's worst villains, Voldemort, has been destroyed. He's been destroyed by a baby named Harry Potter, and that baby gets dropped off at their house. And they are none too happy about it, because Petunia did not like her sister, I think because she was jealous of her sister's powers and the fact that her parents were proud of her and talked a lot about her instead of Petunia. And I think that Uncle Vernon doesn't care for witches and wizards much because they're strange and not like him. They're different, so he hates them. That's just the kind of people they are. And with Dudley, Harry's cousin, I feel like he wouldn't have hated Harry if he hadn't grown up with his parents hating Harry. Not only is he spoiled and taught that everything he doesn't want either goes in the trash, or any clothes that don't fit him anymore, just throw them to Harry. So the Dursleys are terrible people right off the bat, but they have no choice but to stay with her. Harry has no choice but to stay with them because Dumbledore doesn't want Harry to grow up in this world of being famous because he doesn't want that to go to Harry's head. Now, I feel like they could have let him stay with a different wizarding family that wasn't famous or something, I don't know, but sticking him with the Dursleys kind of feels a little cruel, but I guess in a way it did serve to humble him. Now, 11 years later, on Harry's 11th birthday, peculiar things start to happen once again. He starts to realize that when he gets angry, strange stuff happens to the ones that are picking on him or making him angry, like getting trapped in a snake pit at the zoo because he got punched by his cousin. He trapped his cousin in a snake pit, which kind of deserved it. He's a brat. So, after all this strange stuff starts happening, he gets letters in the mail saying he's invited to go to Hogwarts. And he's like, what's Hogwarts? And his uncle finds him reading the letter and takes it and yada yada yada, rips it all up. And that's when Hagrid comes and whisks him away to Hogwarts. Now, I thought that his family was mean in the books, or in the movies, but in the books they are way worse. They borderline starve him. They give him just enough to where he will live, but nothing else. They treat him worse than you would treat a stray dog that you found matted up in an alleyway. It's disgusting how they treat him just because he's a wizard. So when Harry starts to be pulled into the wizarding world, he at first thinks this is all a dream. He's dreaming of something better where he is more important. So he kind of goes from this stage to this is a dream, this isn't real, to maybe it could be real, to oh my goodness, this is real. And I feel like J.K. Rowling does a very good job of showing him going from this can't be real to oh my goodness, I'm a wizard. And I feel like we discover the beauty of the wizarding world as Harry does. The way that the wizards hide themselves amongst humans because they don't want humans to use them for magical solutions instead of finding their own solutions to their own problems. That is so amazing. This world is sandwiched between ours, and we wouldn't even know it because they have the ability to hide it. And I would love to go down Diagon Alley and be at Hogwarts. I mean, you got paintings that move and talk. You have witches and wizards that teach you spells, that can heal, that can unlock doors, that can do all of this amazing stuff. And we get to experience it right along with Harry. And that's so cool. And I feel like J.K. Rowling does a really good job of establishing that world and establishing the characters. You don't trust Professor Snape. You are kind of annoyed by Hermione. You're you love Ron because he's like a puppy. And just all the characters are well done in how they're supposed to be. And even the ones you hate, you love to hate them. Speaking of characters, let's talk about Ron and Hermione. Where Hermione is very studious, kind of bossy, punctual, and the mom character, Ron is the fun-loving, quirky, let's go do it, I'll always have your back sort of friend. And I feel like they all balance each other out really well because they are that balance. Hermione serves as Harry's conscience, where Ron is kind of his fun side. So they kind of balance each other out really well because Harry's in between, Hermione's the conscience, Ron's the fun side. That's how I see it. So after a while, Hermione stopped getting on my nerves because I'm hey, this is how it is. At least that's how I think it is. They're a very good foil for each other, and they make a great team. Then there is Draco Malfoy, and this kid is the I'm a spoiled rich brat to a T. He thinks just because he has money, he's better than everyone else around him, and he needs to be knocked down a peg or two. So, yikes. Now, there's also Neville, which, poor Neville. He's kind of like the joke character, I guess. He gets ragged on a lot, and I feel so bad for him. And there's a lot of other characters too, but we would be here all day if I listed them, so I'm just gonna move on. So, with Ron and Hermione's help, Harry starts to uncover this mystery going on underneath Hogwarts. Like, teachers are acting strange and finding a giant dog guarding a trapdoor and all of this stuff that's starting to unravel that for some reason seems to be tied back to Harry. And Harry, being the sort of curious, brave person he is like, we can't just sit around and let this happen. No one else is doing anything, and there is something happening right now. We need to figure it out what it is and take care of it. And for some reason, I feel like I'm involved. So they start working together to piece together the mystery of what's hidden in Hogwarts and why some of the teachers are acting strange. And I'm trying to solve the mystery while Harry is trying to integrate himself into the world of a wizard and a witch. Is just insanely balanced and thought out. And I love how they all work together and are willing to get into trouble to do the right thing, because they're like, school isn't going to matter in a while anyway. We need to do this now or people could get hurt. And it's just, I feel like J.K. Rowling did a really good job in writing the book, and I feel like she did, she grew the world really well. It felt really balanced and natural, and I know I'm probably fangirling this whole time, but it's a great book, and I cannot believe it took me this long to get to. They just weren't on my radar for a while, even though I am more familiar with the movies. I haven't read the books yet, and I kind of regret waiting this long to read them. So what are your thoughts about the Harry Potter series? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's overrated? Or are you just kind of meh about it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.